Okay, in this video I will show you how to install different kinds of softwares for Pali study and Tipitaka reading on Mac computers and MacBooks. So this video is part of a series of videos where I made tutorials how to install these various softwares on different kind of devices. So this video actually was aimed initially to the students of the ITBMU, a Buddhist university in Yangon in Myanmar, because I had given a lecture on how to use these, but it turned out to be a bit difficult for everyone to follow along with the installation. So I decided to make these tutorials so that everybody can see exactly what I'm doing and can follow along according to their own speed, pressing pause and going back if anything is unclear. So first, a word on the things that I'm going to show. So these are the softwares that I will explain, especially the Digital Pali Reader, including the offline archive. So many people don't know how to install these. Then how to install proper Pali fonts for Myanmar, a Pali Keyboard, then offline usage of the Access to Insight website, the Sutta Central legacy website, which is an old version of this website, then the Sutta Central, the new Sutta Central website, then another tool here, Tipitaka app, and a Pali declension tool. So you might already have downloaded these archives. So this one is just a collection of books, especially on Vinaya, which I found helpful to have them, and there are also some other books I didn't include in this archive, but still you might find these helpful. Then for Android, that is for those softwares that you can install on Android phones and Android tablets. For iOS is for iPads and iPhones. And then Pali Study, this is the archive which we are going to use here for the installation on the MacBook. It includes all the installation files for both Mac computers and Windows computers, just so that it's easier to share with others, so that there's just one file that everybody can share and everybody can use. So one more thing I want to say is that all these resources, I didn't make them, so they are all made by other people. You can also download them directly from the internet. Most of them, except for this one, I don't know who made this. I just got it from a friend here at the university. But all the other ones, they are all freely available on the internet. It's all open source, so you can download it one by one if you want. I will provide all the links below for reference, but the purpose of this archive is just especially to share it here easily with the students at the university, and just to have it all in one place. So this instruction video here, this tutorial, will archive, so it will be easiest if you download this and then you can work along with this video. Alright, so let's start with the installation. So I just kept this here on the desktop. Now you can keep these files wherever you want, just for storing, and so that you can also share them with others. But for the installation we will use a copy of this one. So let's copy it, and we have to put it somewhere where you will not change it. So for example, I will not advise you to install it on your desktop, because later you might want to clean up your desktop, and then it will be a problem if you delete it or if you move the location. So let's copy this. I won't be using this kind of things. I will be using keyboard shortcuts. I also advise you to get familiar with some basic keyboard shortcuts. So for copying I just use Command C, and for pasting I use Command V. So you can see that here copy is Command C and paste Command V. You will also get familiar with others, select all and cut later. Okay, so let's copy this, and the place where I recommend you to put it is your home folder. So there are different ways to access the home folder. The easiest one is to go here on the Go tab, and then you can find your home folder here, and then let's just paste it here. So now in order to extract it, let's double click this file, which will extract. And then after it extracted, we can already delete this file because we have still saved it here. Okay, so we go into this folder, and then here you can see a 7-zip archive. So I used this 7-zip format in order to make the file much smaller than would be possible with a zip file. So, but you might not have an application to extract this file, so that's why I included here the unzipping utilities. So these ones are for Windows, so you don't need them. And then here you can see there are two different versions for Mac. One is the compatibility version, one is for Mac OS X. So if you have OS X or older, like if you have or newer, so if you have a new MacBook, you can use this one. If you have an old one, you might want to use this one. So I will just use this one, which will give me this app. We can put it in the applications folder, and then where is it? Here. So, and then we just double click on it, and the important thing here is that you need to check the box for 7-zip archive to associate this kind of type of file with the Unarchiver app. Okay, so we go back. We can already delete this one, and then either it will show the proper either it will show like this, or you can go to open with and then the Unarchiver. So this will extract this file again. Might take a moment according to the speed of your computer. So then we can already delete. I use the command delete keyboard shortcut. Then you find inside this folder another one, websites. So let's also extract this one. And this one is a very large file, so it will take some time depending on the speed of your laptop. So that's why I made these separate, so that while this is extracting, we can already install some other things. One more note I should have told you. During the installation, this will take up some space. It might take up to 4 GB. So make sure you have enough space on your computer, let's say for the installation at least 5 GB. Alright, so let's go into the browsers folder. Now here you can see there are all these. For Windows, we don't need them. Then for Mac, we have this one. So you need, in order to use all the tools that I'm providing, you will need both the Chrome browser and the New Moon browser. So on this one, Chrome is already installed, so I won't be installing this now. If you don't have Chrome, you will want to install this one. And also you need one of the latest versions of Chrome. So if you have a very old version of Chrome, you might want to update it. Okay, so by double clicking on New Moon, we can install this one. And then once it has extracted, the way to install it on a Mac is to drag this into the applications folder. Just drag and drop and release, and then it will copy it to the applications. So you might have noticed that this one has created this this thing here. So now if you close it, now after it has finished copying, you can delete this one, you can eject it, so you don't need this anymore. Okay, so now we have installed the browser, the New Moon browser. I I want to say some words on this browser. So the New Moon browser is actually the Pale Moon browser. It's called Pale Moon. You can find it on palemoon.org website. This is what we are going to use to install the Digital Pali Reader. So initially the Digital Pali Reader was developed for Firefox browser, but with some updates of the Firefox browser, it didn't support the Digital Pali Reader anymore. So now you cannot use it with Firefox anymore. And also for some time we could use it with WaterFox, but this has also stopped working completely. I mean, with all the functions, not all the functions are supported in WaterFox. So I recommend, and that's also the instruction that you find on Venerable Yutadamo's website, to use this Pale Moon browser because it still works. Okay, so let's go to the applications and find the New Moon browser. Now let's change the name to Digital Pali Reader, and then we would like to change the icon. So we right click on it and then get info. And now let's go back to the websites folder. So by now you have seen the extraction has finished and we can delete this archive. And now let's go into the websites folder and open the icon, the PNG file for the Digital Pali Reader. Now how to change the icon is that you select this one, select all. So you can do this with this keyboard shortcut, select all, Command A, and then copy. And then in this one you want to click it so that it is highlighted in blue, this little icon, and then paste. So just Command V, and now the icon is changed. So we can close this one. We will need the others later. Let's open them later when we need them. Okay, so we go back to the browsers. Actually, let's go to the application and we can put this one here in the Launchpad. Now let's open it. And here we can go to in the browsers folder, we go to the plugins. And now what we want to do is we drag and drop one after another all these plugins into the browser. So we drag and drop and then install. Then same with the next one, install now, next one, install now. So you do this for all of them. And then once the last one is finished, let's restart now. Okay, so now we can start setting up the browser. So in order to clean this up a little bit, here in the next to the tabs bar, right click and then remove the bookmarks toolbar. Next we go to customize and drag this icon here just for ease of access. It's easier to access here than in the corner. Next we just click on this one, which opens the Digital Pali Reader. Now we would like to, so this is the welcome page, and now we would like to make this the home page for this browser so that every time we open the browser it will open on this page. So let's close any other tabs here and go to New Moon, Preferences, and then Homepage, Use Current Page. So that's all. And then next thing, we go to the Tools, Preferences, and here we want to associate the offline translations. So let's show translations, so let's check this box, and then use the offline ATR archives. ATR stands for Access to Inside. So we browse the Access to Inside folder, which is in your home folder. To find the home folder, you go on your Mac, then on your drive to the users, then whatever name is your home folder, that name, and then to Pali Study, Pali Resources, Websites, and here we find the ATI website mod. So we just click on this one and then open, and we do the same for the Buddhist text archives. So here we go back to the websites, and then we can click on the Buddhist text and open. Another thing you might want to do is we want to change the font here, because this font doesn't correctly show the Pali diacritics. So on Mac computers we chose the Avenir font. You might also want to increase it, make it a bit larger, and we just click OK. Then so in this way we have finished setting up the Pale Moon browser. Now you can see, we just have to reload the page in order for the font to change. So now you can see the font displays correctly, and we have finished setting this up. So the next thing, like the Myanmar Pali font. So if you want to read the Pali in Myanmar font, then what you want to do here, you can change it here in the text settings, and then just reload the page, and it will show in Myanmar font. But so in my opinion, this font is not very nice. And also if you have some other kind of fonts installed, like for example the Zorji fonts, Zorji 1 fonts, then you might have some problems here. So that's why I have included in this archive some fonts. So now after finishing this installation, we can also delete the browsers folder. Now let's go into fonts and keyboards, and then the fonts. And here are 3 different fonts. You can double click and then install the font. You may do this with each of them. And especially this one is the important one, Noto Sans Myanmar, which is the Google font. So now after we have installed this, we can change the font in the preferences, and in order to access this one, so we give the name of this font. So for example, just to show you, here are these fonts. So whatever is the name here, however the name is written here, you will have to just type it in this way, and then you can click OK, reload the page, and now you will see that the font has changed. Okay, so on the next thing, let's have a look at the Pali Keyboard. So one thing here, many people don't know how to do these website archives, like how to add the translations, and I should have given a note here. So the ATI website archive that I provided is slightly modified. So you can also download this website directly from Access to Insight, but if you use the original archive, then it will not work with the Digtial Pali Reader, because it has changed some of the settings, and so it's not doesn't fit anymore. So that's why I have just modified this a bit. I just changed some of the names here, so it's still the same website, but I just changed some of the files in order to make it work. And so that is just for your information, that if you have downloaded yourself, first you need to modify it, or you just use the archive that I'm providing. That will work with this one to get the, here you see now from the Brahmajala Sutta we directly get here, and another translation by Wisdom Publications. Okay, so let's have a look at the keyboard, Pali Keyboard. So this one is the one, now we can delete all this. This one is the one we are going to use, Easy Unicode. And then to install this, we want to use these Easy Unicode R. So we want to use this one, and we can copy it, and then let's open a new Finder window. And we want to go to the libraries folder. So normally the libraries folder doesn't show up here. So how to access this? You go here to Go, and then you have to press the Options key. Now you can see after I press the Options key, the library folder pops up here, and we can just click on it. Now in this folder you will find keyboard layouts. So that's where we want to go. Keyboard layouts, and then you can just copy them here or paste them there. And next step is we go to the System Preferences. So on your Mac icon, and then System Preferences. Now here let's show all the settings, and we open Keyboard, Input Sources, then on the plus we add another keyboard. We go all the way down to Others, and here we find our keyboard. So you can use this one with the icon Add, and then now you can here you can change the keyboard. So now you will see that if I use this one, now I can write these special letters, and that is by using the Alt key. So if I press the Alt key plus A, it gives me a long A, similar with the other vowels. Then for the Alt plus N gives you a na retroflex, and Alt plus G gives you the nga. Alt plus C gives you the nya, and then D, T, L, M. So these are the Pali diacritics. If you use the S and Z, and E and R, there are also some other kinds of. This one is F, like Sanskrit diacritics. All right, so we can close this. We go back and we can delete the fonts and keyboards folder. So now let's set up the websites. We will start with the access to inside website. In the folder we locate the index.html file. Now if you double click on it, it will open. It might open in Safari, whatever is your default browser. So better to change the default browser, right click, open with, and then other. And then here you can choose the Chrome browser and check this box, always open with, and then it will always open with Chrome. Okay, so we can make a bookmark here, and next you might like to make a launcher for this. So in a previous video I had given instructions on how to make this kind of shortcut. But some people told me they don't like to have things on their desktop, and the problem with the shortcuts is that we cannot put them here. We cannot put them in the Launchpad. So that's why I've given another method now on how to make launchers. So let's go to the applications, and here you find this application called Automator. So we open this one. Actually this shouldn't be here. So now if you open it, it will be, sorry, it will be like this. Yes, so it will look like this when you open it, and you choose this one, type for your document a application, and now here let's go back to the website folder. So we drag this index file here, which will make it like this, and then here in the actions, actually this is a great tool. You can do many things with this Automator. And then here we search for the option called open Finder items, and then we just click on it and drag it here, and this is already all we have to do for this one. So we go to File, Export, and we give it a name. So let's say ATI for Access to Insight. Let's save it in the applications, so then it will be easy to access. Save. Now you can find it in the applications here. We will change the icon later, all at once, or it doesn't matter, we can also change the icon now. So right click, get info, and let's open all the icons. So you will see here there are different kinds of icons. For Mac we use all the PNG, always the PNG version. So for example, I made one transparent and one like this. So let's use this one. So we select all, copy, and paste it here, and the icon is changed. Okay, so we can also open this in another tab. Okay, so in order to be more easily accessible later. Okay, so next one is the Sutta Central offline website. Again, we use the index file here. So let's delete this one. Sorry, that was the wrong button. So click on this and then remove. And then here we drag this index file again, and we do the same thing again. Export, give a name. For example, Sutta Central Legacy, in order to make it distinguishable from the other Sutta Central website, and just save it. Okay, so we can open the icon for this one. I intended this icon for this website. So we go to the applications, we find the Sutta Central Legacy website, get info, and just change the icon like we did before. So all these you can put in your launch, just like this. Let's make also a bookmark for this one, like this. So whenever you open a new tab, then you can access them directly from here. For the Sutta Central website, if you want to view this in Myanmar font, now here it can display correctly, but if you have Zorji font installed on your computer, or some kind of strange Zorji font, then this might be messed up. It might not be displaying correctly. So in this case, again, you have to install these fonts that I already showed you. And another option for solving this problem is to install an extension for Chrome. So if you go here to the options, more tools, and then extensions, then here in the menu you can go Open Chrome Web Store. Sorry, that was maybe too fast. Open Chrome Web Store. So here in the Web Store now I don't have internet, so I cannot show you, but you can just search for Myanmar font tools or Myanmar fonts manager. These kind of extensions you can install, and then they will be able to transfer your font into the proper font. So yes, maybe that helps. Okay, so the next thing, for this one you need the Chrome browser. So in other browsers, Safari and all, it doesn't work. So for the Sutta Central website, the new type of the website, you need the Chrome browser, and you need one of the later versions. So if this one is like square tabs, it doesn't work. It has to be with the rounded tabs. So let's open suttacentral.net. It will open this website. Then you might have to wait for a minute or two for this one to appear. I've had the experience sometimes it takes a while until this option appears. Just the page has to load completely, and then you can click on install, and it will give you this website as its own app. So here you can see in the Chrome apps it has created this launcher. Again, we can put it here. So one thing is that for Mac the offline function doesn't work at this moment because Apple doesn't fully support this kind of website, which is called a progressive web app. So even though you might select these and you might download it, it won't work offline. So, but what does work is if you open some sutta while you are online, and then later you open it, even you close it, and then you can open it again. So it will save it. So you see right now I'm not online, but I can watch this. But for example, some other sutta which I didn't watch while I was online, then it will give me the error. So unfortunately that doesn't work, or at least I don't know how to make it work. So on Windows computers, on Android phones, and on Linux it does work for offline. Okay. Next thing to install is the so let's go back here to the softwares folder. Here we have three things. This one is only for Windows, so we can delete it. Let's start with this one, the Tipitaka app. There are again two versions. One is for Windows, you can delete it. And then we extract this one. After that we can delete the archive. And inside here you have these different things. So first, to set it up, let's launch this one, Tipitaka app, which will open a terminal window, and then you can see here it tells you open this URL in your browser. So we will copy this one and paste it in the Chrome browser, enter, and here you go with the Tipitaka app. Now we can make a bookmark for this one, and we can also create this as an app. So we go to the options, more tools, and then create shortcut, and it will create an app here, and you can also drag it in your launcher. But let's not do this because I will explain you now some other details for this. So first, let's also create a launcher for the Polyscript converter. For some reason, if I just open it from here, the Polyscript converter doesn't work. So how we'll open it is we go back to this folder, go to the MISC miscellaneous folder, convert, and convert stands for the script converter. So we just can open this HTML file, and now you can see that the difference. You can see the difference. Now it does work correctly. Okay, so we can also make a bookmark again, so then you have all these right here, easily accessible. You can do the same for Sutta Central. Then one thing you need to understand for this app, for the Tipitaka app, is that in order to use it, you need to have this terminal window running. So if you close this and then you want to open it, it will not work. So for this to work, this one, the Tipitaka app, this creates a web server. So on your Mac it just creates like a website, and only once this website is launched, then you can open it, and then it works. So in order to that you don't have to open separately all the time, we can make again the same story with the Automator. We can make a launcher that opens them both at the same time. So now let's remove this one. Still have the same settings here. And we can first put this one, Tipitaka app, then we can put this one, and that's already all. Now we can export it. We can call it Tipitaka app. And now in the applications, you can find the Tipitaka app, and we can choose the icon. So let's use this one, which is a bit cleaner than the original icon. Get info, select all, copy, and paste it here. So now this one you can put in your dock. Alright, so the same thing I also included a icon for the Polyscript converter. So let's go back to the miscellaneous, to this folder. Here we can remove these two and use this one, and again export Polyscript converter. And now here we have the Polyscript converter. Let's change the icon to this one. So this is just some random icon that I picked from the internet. It's an open source icon, so no need to worry about copyright. You can choose any kind of icon that you like. It just has to be a PNG, and it would be nice if it has a transparent background, and then any kind of tool here, any kind of image you can use if you don't like this one. Okay, so the last thing to install, let's go back to the softwares folder. So we are here in the software folder. The last one is the Pali declension tool. After extracting, you can delete the archive. Let's go inside here and you find this file, which is called start here. So let's just directly make a launcher for it first. So we remove this one. This one here, remove. Put it here. Export declension tool. Now we can close this. And we have the Pali declension tool. I made this kind of icon for it. You can also again, always use the PNG one. You can use any kind of icon you like. Select all, copy, and paste it here. And now we have the Pali declension tool. Let's open it. It will open in Chrome again. Let's also make a bookmark for this one. So then if you open here, you will always have all these all in one place and can easily access them apart from putting them in your dock. Alright, so that's already everything as far as the installation on Mac goes. If you know any other software for Dhamma studies, Pali or Tipitaka readings, these kind of things, if you know any other application that I didn't mention here, please let me know about it. You can tell me in the comments or privately if you know me. And yes, so I hope this tutorial was helpful to you. If anything was unclear, please also let me know. If you need any more explanations about the installation, then I can also update this video with more detailed explanations. You can let me know in the comments, and then I can follow up. Same for the new tools. If you have any new tools, and let me know about them, then I can update this video and others can benefit from them. I also want to thank Bante Punyavanto for lending me his MacBook on which I made this tutorial, and Brother Park who gave me his microphone for the recording, and also Bante Devananda who encouraged me to make all these videos and helped me with them, gave me some inspiration and helped with editing and uploading them. So yes, I think, yes, I'm happy we could do all these tutorials, and may they support you in your Dhamma studies.